This is Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast, a very special episode. I'm Mark Berry.
I'm Emmanuel Sequeira.
Yesterday on Top Shelf, we focused on the Ridge Meadows Flames ahead of the Mowat Cup.
Today, it's all about the Grand Forks Border Bruins.
On the podcast, Border Bruins captain Carter Price, head coach and general manager Dave Hnatiuk, and the voice of the Bruins, Kevin McKinnon.
What a run for the Grand Forks Border Bruins. First overall in the regular season and a record of 16-1 in the playoffs. They got past Castlegar, Beaver Valley, Kimberley, and Revelstoke to hoist their first ever Tech Cup.
Yesterday, we talked about Ridge Meadows special teams over 37% all year on the power play and a PK over 85% in the playoffs. It was 92 in the regular season. But you know, Emmanuel, the Border Bruins were also impressive, especially in the playoffs. 26.4% on the PP and 85% on the kill with 6 shorties.
I had an opportunity to talk with Captain Carter Price and head coach Dave Hnatiuk together this week. I asked Carter what it's been like since winning the Tech Cup last Sunday.
It's been really good. It's been really good hanging out with the guys. And what's been the coolest is seeing everything going on in the community. Some of us went golfing the other day at the trophy, and it was cool. We got stopped by every group, and everybody's just excited to see the trophy, excited to talk to us, shake our hands. So I think that's been the coolest part is being in the community and just hanging out with the guys.
Carter, who do you feel are some of the unsung heroes on the team?
2 guys that come to mind that come up in conversation a lot about being an unsung hero is a guy like Jace Cool or Reed Sheckle. Both assistant captains, but both guys that do their job so well. Guys that don't get the praises that our top scorers do, but guys that come to work every day and do everything that's asked of them and do gritty jobs. So yeah, those two guys deserve a little bit more praise, I think.
Edwards back to Holland. To Edwards. Edwards will fire the shot and open side there, and the Bruins stick it out with 5 seconds left in the power play.
Carter Price.
Power play goal for Carter Price.
And what do you think has made this team so special?
I think what has made this team so special and stand out from others is how many different kinds of players we have and how exceptional they are in their own roles. From top to bottom, we have different personalities. We have different styles of players that all congeal into one special group that made us and has made us as good as we are. So I think that's what's so special about the group this year is our depth and how everybody fits a different role and how that ultimately all helps the team as a collective.
When it comes to this season as a whole, I'm not sure how much reflecting that you've done so far, but what do you think of when it comes to this season for the team?
I think it's been so cool that we've gotten better and better as the year has went on. It's almost just one trajectory upwards, and we hope to keep that going. I'm sitting here looking at all the trophies right now, and it's so cool to see the individual awards as well as the team awards that we've received this year. Guys have worked so hard. I think we've deserved everything, honestly, with the hard work that goes on day in, day out, from our leading scorer down to guys on the fourth line or third pairing defensemen. Guys work so hard just to have the opportunity to win. And so I think I'm very happy that we did win, and I'm very happy for all the guys, their individual success as well.
The things that you just talked about what makes this team special, is that something that you saw that started during training camp? Yeah,
absolutely. We knew we had, with our leadership group and with our veteran group, we knew that we had a lot of variety. I think that we saw that kind of making its way through the team is we have a chance at something really special this year. And then obviously with guys like Levi and Tyler Burke having explosive years, that just set our team on a rocket launcher kind of trajectory, right? So things like that you don't expect that are pleasant surprises, but we knew we were good from the start for sure.
Dave, what are some of the things that you're proud of when it comes to the progression of the organization?
Oh, obviously just the hard work and the dedication that's taken us to get here. I mean, this started for these guys at training camp, but behind the scenes, it started 4 years ago. So the growth of the program, the support that's come with it from sponsors and fans. I mean, we go back to that first year, I think I was counting 58 to 60 people in our building. Now it's jam packed with capacity level. Where we started to where we are, it's really impressive. Then obviously just, with this group this year, the buy-in has been phenomenal. Like Carter said, the dedication and work ethic each and every day is awesome. It's not a fluke that we got here. These guys definitely earned it each and every day here. And again, the culture here is fantastic. Leadership inside the room is awesome. And, the leadership for me starts from the top with Dr. Mark and Tracy and flows downhill. So across the staff, right down through Carter and his assistant captains. It's been fantastic. So it's a special year and one we're going to remember for a long time.
I just want to come back to something you were talking about, packed arenas. The average attendance during the playoffs was well over 700. What was it like for you and Carter to see attendance like that throughout the playoffs?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, you talk about the home ice advantage, and that's what it is. I mean, our fans here are super passionate. They're loud. They're engaged. They know these guys from being around town, from being at the pool, from being in the reading programs, right? So we're pretty connected with our fans as well. So yeah, it's just an absolute electric barn to play in, and the support is just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything Dave said, as well as it really feels like they're in it with you, right? Especially with the environment of the rink. Everything's so close. Everything feels like they're really on top of you. So the support is definitely felt here. And that shows on the standings. We didn't lose at home throughout the playoffs, and we hardly lost at home this year. So no, it was fantastic. And it's even cooler to see everybody come out, and they experience it as well. They're winning just alongside with us. So it's a really cool boost for the community.
Dave, when it came to recruiting players for this season, what were characteristics and skills that you zeroed in on?
Yeah, well, obviously we're always about culture first, and I'm going to take an opportunity here to give a shout out to our head scout, Sonny Wark, who does a fantastic job for us, covers a lot of ground and spends a lot of times in many different arenas, following many different players in different leagues. So the process it never ends. To be honest with you, we're always watching, we're always talking to advisors, and the hunt for new recruits is continuous. So obviously, again, character is the number one. There's a culture here that we built and is going to be maintained moving forward. So after that, we're at a point now where we're starting to look for specific players to play with specific guys, which is a nice spot to be compared to 4 years ago when we were just trying to find players to fill a roster. So for sure, the recruiting process has changed that way, that we can now start identifying certain players that we need, or holes to fill, or who we can see playing beside certain guys as guys graduate out of the program.
When it comes to the Ridge Meadows Flames, how much do you know about them so far?
Yeah, you know what, Randy? It literally started last night for me, focusing on that next one. We got back at 4:25 in the morning there on Sunday. Monday was a day of, letting it all soak in and answering a ton of texts and phone calls and, just enjoying the day. We got back to work here, just kind of getting house cleaning going and, resorting and getting ice times going and logistics of next weekend here. So I started watching some game tape last night. Obviously well aware of their season, the year they had. Their special teams obviously really impressive as well, capable of scoring a lot of goals. And yeah, so this week will be a lot of video, a lot of breakdown. But yeah, we'll be ready for them for sure.
That's Carter Price, captain of the Grand Forks Border Bruins, and head coach, general manager Dave Hnatiuk. Guys, thanks for joining us on Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast.
Thanks, Manny. My pleasure.
Thanks, Manny.
The Mowat Cup begins on Tuesday at the George Preston Recreation Center in Langley. Puck drop is 7 o'clock. Game 2 is Wednesday in Langley before moving to Grand Forks on Saturday for Game 3. If necessary, Game 4 will be on Sunday the 27th and Game 5 Tuesday the 29th, both in Grand Forks. Up next, the voice of the Border Bruins, Kevin McKinnon.
Puck got turned back to the Bruins' blue line. Burke once again with Patola reaching for it. They'll chase in. Brandon Gray gets the puck, and he is checked in the corner by a couple of players. But the Border Bruins get a very quick goal there on a backhanded shot in. 57 seconds in. It's Tyler Burke.
On Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast, I'm talking with the voice of the Grand Forks Border Bruins. I'm talking with Kevin McKinnon. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, Mark. It's great to be back with you on the podcast.
Yeah, it's only been a few weeks. Anything interesting happened in the last couple of weeks, Kevin?
Well, there might have been a thing or two. Yeah, obviously, the Bruins sweeping the third of 4 in the series was just an amazing experience. Yeah. And, happened in Revelstoke, so it was on the road. The home fans, missed out on that opportunity. But, I got to say, the Revelstoke fans and everybody at the rink there were all fantastic and very, very welcoming.
A lot has been said about this, but it's worth talking about. 4 years ago, this team was 19th out of 19 teams. This season, first overall during the regular season, and 16-1 in the playoffs. Talk about the progression of this team over the last 4 years.
Well, you know what? I mean, I really have to say, wow. Coming out of COVID, we didn't end up with much in the way of returning players, and that first season was tough. I mean, 5 wins, 21 one-goal losses. So it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as the stat sheet kind of makes it look. But every year it's been a progression from there. First round of the playoffs the second year, second round of the playoffs 6 games last year. And then this year, just amazing. And I actually think Bruins captain Carter Price, I talked to him on the ice right after the game in Revelstoke. And, I mean, I think he said it. He said that, with all of the transactions that were happening at the beginning of this season, that by around the 2-month mark, he said, we knew they had something really, really good. I think the regular season record showed that, and certainly the playoff record did the same.
We can look at the stat sheet and we can see names like Astle and Burke. Let's talk a little bit about, for you in the playoffs, your unsung hero, your Border Bruin unsung hero that doesn't get enough credit for all the work that he put in.
Okay, you know what? I don't know if I can narrow it down to one. I'm gonna give you 2, but I'll keep them brief. I think the guy that probably got the least credit during the regular season delivered, but just was, there was so many other bright lights out there. Theo Naidu had just a couple of great moments in the playoffs, and especially in the final round. The other one got probably a little more credit, and maybe not always for the right reasons, but in the playoffs, just a couple of the most amazing late transitional parts of the game. Alex Edwards.
Oh yeah. How about that shot in the game 4 down the right side? That came off his stick so fast.
It did, and we saw that throughout the playoffs, not just in round 4 in the finals, but we saw that against Kimberley, we saw that against Beaver Valley, but I think reputationally early in the season it was like, oh, there's going to be a penalty, I'll bet you, and probably an earned reputation, but I think. If you actually look at the stats in the playoffs, the game shifted from the physical to the showing off the high skill, and it was just amazing to watch.
Okay, so you and Cody have games 3 and 4 and 5 if necessary. Talk about how excited you're going to be getting back to the Jack Goddard Arena for games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary.
We're super excited that our season's not over yet. Obviously, going out in Revelstoke in the league final, we didn't really get that chance to sign off for the season and all of that. So having the Mowat Cup coming to Grand Forks, first of all, that alone is an amazing amazing opportunity and will be an amazing experience. But we are really looking forward to showing off the Jack Goddard Memorial Arena and obviously what the Border Bruins can do to a wider audience, that will not just be the KIJHL fans, but also the PJHL as well.
Speaking from experience, Kevin, I can't tell you that there's anything better than calling playoff hockey in late April.
That's something that we've actually been making jokes about on the drive home from Revelstoke, 4-hour or 4.5-hour drive. And I said as we were getting in the car, it's a good thing we've got this long of a drive, because it's going to take that long for the adrenaline to wear off. And but we have been laughing about the fact that this is absolutely and historically the latest the ice has ever been left in at the Jack Goddard Memorial Arena. And, we're just thrilled to still be in it here coming into the back half of the month. Kevin
McKinnon is the voice of the Grand Forks Border Bruins. Kevin, thank you for doing this, and enjoy the call starting on Game 3 of the Mowat Cup.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Our thanks this episode to broadcaster Kevin McKinnon,
Border Bruins captain Carter Price, and head coach and GM Dave Hnatiuk.
We'd like to send out a stick tap to Flow Hockey, which brings our players closer to their families and friends back home. I'm Mark Berry.
I'm Emmanuel Sequeira.
This is our final episode of Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast. We'd like to thank you for listening over the past 3 seasons, 94 episodes.
Thank you.